Alright friends, welcome to Mining Positivity, and I am back in this little lush cave that I had found 2 episodes back, and, well, actually, I think it was 2 episodes back, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Alright, but I kept seeing those particles over and over and over again, I was like, no, there has to be there has to be some spore blossoms around here somewhere. And I was digging up this clay for something I was thinking about doing in this episode because I had this whole plan of what I was going to do in this episode, and it's all out the window. So let's talk about what I found. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to play a clip from the last episode that I intended to include at the very end. And I went back and I traded with Luke a bunch of times, and he gave me a lot of really cool stuff. And I just wanted to show that clip real quick, so here you go. Okay, guys, real quick. I traded like 58 gold blocks with this guy, and I just want to show you why I was so excited for capturing him. This is all just from 58 blocks of gold. Like, look at all this stuff, and I'm sure I had more arrows from him, but it filled up to 64. I didn't even realize he was giving me arrows because I was just chucking the gold blocks at him, but wow. I mean, he is definitely powerful for early game. Like, these are some great items, and it just makes it a lot easier to get a hold of them, and he gave me Soul Speed 3, which is great. I'm gonna be taking that with me, but yeah. Alright guys, see ya. Alright, so as you can see from that clip, we got a lot of things, and it was important to show you that because of what I had planned for today's episode. But now that has changed, and let me show you why that has changed. So, I mean, you could tell by what I'm doing that I obviously found more to this lush cave. But guys, not just more. This lush cave is gigantic, and it covers like Minecraft miles and miles and miles and miles. I mean, it's all down that way. It goes all crazy up here and then goes in every direction. For 20, 30 minutes, I was walking around and I kept finding new and new spots to explore. So we have a ton of resources from the lush cave. We've got so many spore blossoms around here that we're never going to run out of spore blossoms. I saw so much ore for iron, for gold, for diamond, that we are going to be in a really good place really quickly. It's going to take a long time to kind of get the resources from in here. And there's a bunch of spots where I saw axolotls, and I'll be able to get some axolotls in a bucket. It's going to be cool. But I figured I would just kind of show you guys around. But this thing goes on forever. Wherever you think it's going to dead end around a corner, it does not. It just keeps going and going and going. And there's little passages. So I would like, you know, come up to a wall right here and like dig 2 blocks, and it would let out to an even bigger cavern with even more just items and stuff to collect. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of these blossoms because of what I actually wanted to do. So how I originally kind of stumbled across this was I needed some clay blocks for a project idea I had. I'm thinking by now you could probably guess what the project idea was, but basically there's this really cool large cave right by base, and I was like, well, why don't I turn that little lush cave into my own lush cave, because I can do that with just the resources that we have and some bone meal. And I've had a bunch of bones, so I got the bones on me. And I also have some things I want to add to my equipment on camera. So I got this from Luke, and we've got this. And I'm really struggling with feather falling or looting, but I think it's going to wind up being looting because I am starting to run low on steak finally. So it'd be nice to be able to get double the steak from cows when we're dropping them. I also did stop counting how many cows I was killing because I thought, oh man, this was a missed opportunity, because I should have been like keeping a total run. Like, oh, I've killed like, you know, 600 cows since the start of this Let's Play. Because it's kind of like that. I did make an enchanted diamond shovel because I wanted to get the clay with silk touch, but I couldn't get the enchanting table to give me silk touch. I removed and enchanted, over and over again, and it was just not having it. It was like, nah, you're not getting that. So I do have a nice shovel, though. It's pretty good. I mean, efficiency 2. So unbreaking 2. It'll last a while. As long as the shovel can last. So yeah, let me just grab some of these, because for what I'm planning to do, this will be good. But before we even do our cave transformation, I traveled the rabbit hole of this lush cave so long that I couldn't find my way out. Oh, I found a larger mine shaft too. But I was traveling through this thing and I traveled so far, but like, look at that. Look at all this stuff. Look at all these ores everywhere. But I got myself lost. And so I wound up just digging my way out. And when I did, I was like, well, if there's a lush cave here, I just want to show you guys. This just keeps going and going and going. Like, I'm not kidding you. It will literally just keep going and going and going. This just lets out into even more. Here's one of the areas where I dug through the wall, and then it let out into even more. And then this lets out into even more, both directions. And it just never stops. This is just a huge, huge lush cave. And so that got me thinking, though, there must be an azalea tree up there somewhere for this lush cave to be here. And I wound up finding it. And I want to actually try something that I saw brought up in a video. So yeah, you can see this just keeps going. So before I get myself lost and I have to dig my way out again, which, by the way, was not easy. Oh no, I think oh, here we go. Okay, I was like, because this goes this way too, but it was not easy to get myself out of here, because there's all these aqueducts, and so I don't have any breathing enchantments to help me survive underwater for a certain amount of time. So it got kind of dicey there. I almost died, but I didn't die, so I'm still without a death in this Let's Play season so far. Is this where I want to? Yes, this is the way I want to go. So, yeah, super, 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 super cool stuff. But I got out, and then I found the azalea tree, and it's right by something kind of interesting. So we're going to take a look at that. Now, hopefully I can easily find my way back out of this little area. I dug up so much of this clay that I changed the terrain in a way that's so dramatic that it's kind of difficult to tell where I'm at anymore and like how I got in here. So we'll probably wind up meeting back up at the cave entrance. Alright, so I did find my way out, which did take a little bit of time. So I'm going to get myself back to base, and then we're going to meet up at the azalea tree that I found that is kind of pointing to that lush cave that we stumbled across down there. And we're going to try something very, very different, but I want to throw a lot of these resources out of my inventory, because we're going to get a lot of things when we do this right now. All right, we made it back home, and I just noticed something really random in my inventory. I had to make some, I think when I made the shovel, I used the last of my, oh no, I made torches, and I used the last of my sticks, and I was fighting zombies, and I guess one of them gave me a potato. So we have a potato now, which we did not have, so I'm going to wind up getting that planted sooner rather than later. It's not nighttime yet, so it is raining though, and this is how that creeper incident happened. So I don't want to go out there. I'm just going to go ahead and empty out all of the lush cave items that I have for our transformation. We'll go ahead and throw these in there. I got an extra bucket of water because I want to be able to make some water areas, just like a normal lush cave would have. And yeah, we'll put the potato in here for now for safekeeping. And it should be getting dark soon, and we'll be able to flip this today. All right, that actually took some time to go ahead and get that to switch out. So we're going to go ahead and put these enchantings onto our items. Yeah, I'm going to put Soul Speed 3 on here so we can move around on Soul Sand a lot faster in the Nether. We'll probably wind up needing that at some point, no matter what. So it's great. I love Soul Speed. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll put the looting on the sword. So let's do Soul Speed. Oh, 12 levels. Oh, ouch. Yeah, you can't actually move that around. It has to be 12 levels. Okay, 12 level it is. Can I even do this now? I can. Oh, and it broke our anvil, so we'll have to make a new one. I think we're doing okay on iron. Well, maybe not, actually, now that I'm looking at that. Ooh, there was a lot of iron in that cave. So the cave I'd like to transform is right over there. So it'll make it really close. Is it right? It might be right there or it might be right there. I think it's actually that one. But yeah, so that will be great. But let's focus on this lush cave that we actually have going on here. So if I head back to the mine, which we'll do, it's kind of interesting where this wound up landing. So it's really close to where we were, which is why I had found that lush cave to begin with. But what I wound up stumbling on was the kind of outshoot of the lush cave and not the actual heart of the cave. So let's meet back over closer to the mine. Okay, so here's our mine entrance. If we wind up just going around the mountain from the right side, or the left side over here actually, and then kick to the right when we pass it, then we'll wind up seeing this azalea tree, which is going to give us a bunch more rooted dirt. And I just want to try out this new method of kind of excavating a large area. Ooh, that was close. This also makes me really nervous. Like, you hit one of these things, this whole thing could collapse in on you. But excavating a large area in a very weird way that could wind up giving you a lot of bone meal too while you're doing it. So you kind of do two things at once. But this azalea tree, we would have caught it right away because it's in the middle of a swamp. Like, it's just an azalea tree in a swamp. And so we had talked about this before, but if you find an azalea tree and it's not in the particular, well, actually, I think in any biome, if you find an azalea tree just naturally in the overworld, then there's going to be a lush cave beneath it. Could be small, could be large, but there will be a lush cave beneath it. So now I just have to remember where I actually saw this thing, but it was on the back side of the mountain. All right, and there it is. And it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, it doesn't, this rooted dirt doesn't look anything like the other colors around here. And this tree looks very different than all the other trees. So, okay, here's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to use, oh no, I forgot to bring one. No. Guys, plan ahead when you're doing things. I literally forgot to bring what I needed. Oh, the magic of editing. Be right back. All right, and through the magic of editing, we're right back, and I've got a little setup here of everything I think I'm going to need. And so we're going to start off by making a bunch of bone meal with these bones that we've collected from killing all these skeletons. So we'll start with that, and then we're going to make, I've got some cobblestone on me, we're going to make a stone hoe. Actually, we'll probably make like two for now. And, well, we need the shovel, so we'll slot it here for the moment. So the first thing we're going to do is take this tree down, because we don't need it. This was marking our location, but we've got our location marked. We also have the rooted dirt, but even that's going to be gone in a second here. So normally I would collect all this rooted dirt, but we have a bunch of it from when we found the last one. But the idea here is that you just go ahead and bone meal this moss and let the moss take you down to the mossy cave, or the moss cave, or the lush cave, if I'm ever going to say it correctly. But it will just start bringing you down. Now, you have to be mindful of what you're doing, though, because you could wind up trapping yourself. But you'll probably have so much moss that you won't have any problem actually getting out. So before I wind up getting too crazy deep in here, this is why I brought this, is I'm going to throw these extra resources in here that I don't necessarily need for the moment. We'll keep the water because that might actually be helpful. And we'll just throw all this extra stuff inside of there. We'll probably put the stone in here too, because I don't know that we actually need that. But the idea here is that you're giving yourself a lot of space to dig down and through. And so this is going to give you a lot of resources, from the azalea tree to the moss block to all kinds of things. And so we just keep using this stone hoe to keep building our way down. And as we're doing this, it might actually make like a way to get back out by itself. So we just keep going. And the rooted dirt should theoretically go all the way down into the lush cave. So we shouldn't really run into an instance where we need to mine anything to actually do this. The moss will not actually transform ores, so you don't have to worry about losing any ores, so you can actually collect a bunch of ores while you're doing this. Okay, we've reached water. And that was something I wasn't prepared for. So I didn't think about that. Like, that's right. I wound up bumping into this huge aqueduct when I was trying to get out of there. And that's going to be a little bit of a problem. And I don't even know if this will work underwater. It will not. So you can't actually do that underwater. So, okay, there's a small issue that we ran into here. But look how this is effective. This works. So the rest of it, I'll have to mine myself down into it now. And there it is. We made it. And this brought us out, oh, into a really nice part of it too. I haven't even seen this. Is that like a ruined portal over there? Underground in a lush cave? Can that happen? What am I looking at here? Guys, what are the odds of this? Like, what? What's in here? Nothing really good, but wow, weird. So this cave's even bigger. It's even bigger because this is an area I haven't even seen yet. So, yeah, it was kind of dicey, especially because I don't have any breathing stuff, but it worked. We were able to get down here. So now let's go and actually transform the other cave because I don't want to have to like travel for miles and miles underground. I had to make these little air pockets as I was coming down here, but I want to have to travel for miles and miles underground just to get to the lush cave. I want one that I can just go right to. Plus we've got our crystal area over there and our amethyst geode. So I think it'll just be cool to kind of build that. Okay, one thing I want to do is light this up so we don't inadvertently fall to our deaths down there. I mean, it's got water, so we should see it if we're traveling back over here. But let's see how much bone meal we actually get from this. Now, this is going to take me a while, so yeah, do I have what I need to make a hopper? Maybe I can just do this real quick. Yeah, actually, we can do this real quick. So let's go ahead, just throw this in here. We'll make one chest. We'll make a single hopper. We'll come on up here. We'll crouch down. We'll jump, place the hopper. We'll make another single chest. We'll go ahead and throw this on top here by crouching down. And then we'll be able to just throw all this in here. And it will automate the process for us. So let's go ahead and grab this. I don't want to take all of it. All right, I went ahead and just rebuilt this real quick because I was losing items. And I didn't want to lose any items. So yeah, you want to go chest, hopper, composter, hopper, chest. So we'll let this run out and then we'll see what we wind up getting. Did we lose or did we come out ahead? Okay, so we did come out ahead, but just by one piece of bone meal. But the point is that you're not going to lose anything. So yeah, it seems like a pretty effective method, especially like being in those caves, those large caves, and finding diamond by exposing, you know, the ore that way. I think that's actually a great method. So for now, I'm going to leave this all here. There's nothing else I really need out of any of this stuff. And we'll come back and we'll do some more digging down there and getting some more resources and stuff like that. So we'll leave that be. So let's meet back up at the actual cave that I want to transform. Okay, we're back at base. Let's head across into the large cave that we had found a while back. And our amethyst geode was in there, which I wound up kind of boxing in and trying to do some AFKing in there just to help those crystals grow a little bit. But I really am not great about doing that, so it's kind of just sat for a while. But I think this is going to be a great place to kind of transform into a lush cavern. So, because it is huge, it's way bigger. So right up there in that door is the amethyst cave. But down here, this area is gigantic. It is so big. And I think we could do something really cool here and really just interesting. So this also could be a great place to just come and get a bunch of moss blocks if we need them. So the question is, where do we want to start this? I think it's like here's probably a good area, and then start moving our way back. So I just wanted to start it. I'm obviously not going to go absolutely berserk here and just do this whole thing, because this episode would be never ending, and I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me just tearing up blocks over and over and over again. So, but one of the cool things we can do is the floor and the ceiling are super easy to transform, because once again, we can just throw this down, and then all we have to do is bone meal it, and we're good to go. So yeah, we just throw that down, start bone mealing, and then start cleaning it up a bit, because we do get a lot of these carpets, and we get a lot of the grass and the tall grass and things like that. So yeah, so let me go ahead and start spreading this around a bit. And I have to be careful because we won't be getting any bone meal back here. So yeah, I can spread it around, but I also got to be conscious of the fact that whatever I'm using, that's it. Not getting any of this back. Unless I wind up taking up some of the carpet and stuff. Will that change? No, it won't change it if there's a torch on there. That's interesting. I didn't know what was going to happen there, but yeah, it won't do it. Okay. So yeah, let me transform some of this and kind of just show you what I'm thinking about doing, and we'll be back. Okay, I realized this is going to take way more effort than I actually thought it was. I was like, I'm going to bone meal this. It's going to turn into a lush cave real quick. That is not the case. I'm going to have to do a lot of grass cutting, a lot of decorating and stuff like that. But I think what this is going to do is make for a nice project between episodes, so we can kind of look at the progress I'm making from time to time. But I'll make these little clay cutouts and put water in there. When we get axolotls, we'll move them in. I started a little further back than the entrance because I wanted to give myself some breathing room, I guess, to kind of work my way up to the front. Because once we get up here, this is crazy. Like, it's really large. So I think it'll be nice to kind of see the lush cave and then have it go further and deeper in. What was that? Oh, okay, apparently I looked at that Enderman. I don't know when I did that, but he's very mad now. That was so weird. Okay. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, so we'll just keep working on this. You can't actually... There's a wandering trader in here. This is getting so crazy. Like, it's just out of control. Let's see, you got anything good? No, nothing good. Okay. So yeah, and then once these actual glowberries start glowing in, then, or growing in, then we'll have light in here and things like that. So yeah, I'm a little like, okay, this is not what I intended for this episode, but it does kind of show me like it is doable. Like, we can do this. We can turn this into a lush cave. And it shouldn't be too bad. You cannot bone meal the ceiling. It will not spread. It has to be on the ground to do that. So I didn't know that, so that's a good thing to know. So the ceiling, we're going to need scaffolding. Until we get scaffolding, it's going to be really hard to do the ceiling. What I could do is the dirt. I could build up a pole and then just kind of dirt around it and stand on there and do it. But we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. I gave myself an infinite water source here, so I can make these pools pretty easily and things like that. But before we wrap up this episode and do our little fishing, I want to try out the actual like diamond method here. So I'm going to grab some more of this bone meal. I'm going to push this to the side. I'm going to grab one piece of this moss block, and we're going to head on deep into the cave. And I think we're out of torches, so let me just make some more torches real quick. There we go. All right, so let's head this way into this cave. I was down here because we don't want to start laying the moss down until we get down close to where diamond would generate anyways, so. Which is like negative 54, so hopefully we can get down low enough for that. Well, I found some diamond just randomly right there, so that's cool. Oh no, guys, there's a witch in our cave system. And I absolutely just cannot stand witches. They kill me so often, it's ridiculous. They're just terrible. Terrible. And we got a few things from them. Alright, so I think we're going to go to the cave over by the village, because that one had a much lower base. So I think it'll be much more effective over there. So let's head over to that cave system and give this a try. Yeah, this one just goes down so much further. So this should definitely take us to diamond level. Yeah, we're at 51 here. And I think it even drops down a little lower over on this side. Now, here's a question. If I turn this into obsidian, will the moss change that? That's gotta be a no. It's gotta be a no, right? There's no way. No, it'll just go out the other way. Okay, I kind of thought so. Alright, so let's go up here where we have a little more flat ground. So let's put some lighting down. And let's just see what we find. So first we'll go ahead and put a single piece in. We'll go ahead and break this all out. Spread it around a bit. So I actually do think this is a pretty effective method because it will just allow you to quickly rip up the ground. And we could collect that to get more bone meal. So yeah, I think this could work. I don't know if it's like the most effective thing in the world. It's interesting, that's for sure. Cause like at some point, you're gonna, if you had like a lot of bone meal, like just crazy amounts of bone meal, because you had like a skeleton farm or something, then I think this would be really good. All right, so yeah, this will work. Again, I don't know if it's the most effective way of doing this. I wish this was much more open at 54, and this lava wasn't here causing us issues. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to see you in the next episode of Mining Positivity. Bye, friends.